Howdy y'all, my name is Brent Hefferton, Mist Runner, Toll Ward the Mist Runner Tribe, and today I want to talk to y'all about Phase 2 Warrior Tank Raid Prep. Welcome to Phase 2. Week 1. You're a warrior tank. What do you want to bring into Serpent Shrine Cavern in Tempest Keep? Well, I'll show you what I'm bringing. So first of all, talk about my loadout for gear. I'm going for mitigation. I want to make sure that whatever bosses we're facing in here, I can survive it. Surviving is more important than your max threat output. Because if you're dead, then that's -1 raider and the boss just goes around killing everybody. So first, you need to live. Warrior tank set 5 out of 5. Hailstone pendant. Got this from the Midsummer event, Frostlord Ahoon. Tier 4. Devil Shark cape. It's a blue, but it's bis with the shield. Sleeveless t-shirt. Hell yeah. Guild tabard. Representing the team with my jersey. I'm proud of this team. Creation. It's a good team. Van Braces of Courage. Attumen the Horseman. First boss in Karazhan, it's still bis. Put a hit rating gem in there so I don't get parried when I need to build threat on the boss. King's Defender. Mitigation bis. 182 armor, 28 stam, 13 defense, 17 hit rating, 1.6 speed. Very fast heroic strengths. Aldor Legacy Defender off Gruul. Stam Gem. Stam Enchant. Stam plus 2 defense. 39 stam, 137 block, 5,279 armor. Defense 19, hit rating 15. Xavian Stiletto, hit rating 12. Critical strike rating 20. Threat or mitigation, shuriken of negation. Drops off Gruul. Stam, attack power. Check the stam. Tier 4, Agi Enchant. Girdle of the Immovable. The morose belt never dropped for me. So I use this. Pretty good. Quagmoran, heroic. Tier 4 legs, enchanted. Battlescar boots, Boar speed enchant. Agi Stam Gem, parry rating. Defense rating 23, parry rating 21. Parry very good for tier 4 because of the set bonus. 4-piece set bonus, revenge ability, causes your next damaging ability to 10% more damage. That means more threat from Shield Slam, more threat from Devastate, more threat from Heroic Strike, whichever one hits. That's a gear loadout. Oh wait. We've got our ring shapeshifter signet. This is bis. Lower City Exalted. 20 expertise. You need say nothing more than there is expertise on the item, and that makes it bis. It is that good. Violet Signet of the Great Protector. Reputation Ring. Alternatively, you want to bring Natural Ward, Nature Res Ring, and that brings me to my next point I'm about to make. Silene's Impending Scarab. Mitigation. Shield stats. DFT. Or DST. If you want to be building threat and pumping. There are certain phases where maybe the stuff you're fighting doesn't hit very hard, and it's more about building threat. Bada bing, bada boom. You're rocking a threat set. Threat set means tier 4 attack helm. Fury Warrior style. 12 agi, 3 increased crit damage gem. Meta socket. Hit rating. Just one hit rating. And defense and stam is nice. You want to still be tanky. And then 4-piece. Tank tier 4. Cloak of Varathi Kings. Big strength, big hit. Stam, agi, enchant. Warbringer. Get some threat bracers going on here. Blade Spire wristbands drops off High King. Dragon Maw, Hammersmith. Main hand mace. Haste proc, 2.7 speed. Devastate like a boss. 212 haste for 10 seconds. King's Defender offhand. It's got stam armor. Stam. Defense hit. We take that. Xavian Stiletto. Hit rating. Crit. Nice. DFT. DST. Get armor ring in there. Get expertise. Battlescar boots. We're building threat, but we're still tanking, so we're going to keep a mitigation boot on. Plus, it doesn't have any shield shit on it, so I still benefit fully while dual wielding. Tier 4 legs. DPS belt. but it's plate and it's got a ton of armor. To compare, Girdle the Immovable has 655 armor. This has 884 armor. It's pretty good. Lots of threat. Need that hit. Tier 4 gloves. But wait, there's more. Why would you need to get more stuff? Well, there are certain fights in there where you need resist. I'm gonna show you the first one. You look ridiculous, but I am now the arcane tank for Solarian. Whenever people get a nasty debuff, they can just run over to me, and I will bless them with arcane protection, and take their negative buff upon myself. But it's not gonna do as much to me because I have 514 arcane resistance. I perceive the flow and the ways of the arcane, and I can absorb them unto myself, and they do not harm me. That is the power of the arcane. What do you have for this? Random green, 20 arcane enchantment. Get that from Shatar. It's a pendant. You can even put this on your bar. On use. Absorb some damage. You could just hit that. That's the oh shit button. Soul Claw shoulders. +4 resist gems and everything. Enchanters make those. 2 void crystals each. Cloak of Arcane Evasion. I think there's an arcane enchant on it. I don't know who does that, but I should probably talk to somebody. Arcana Weave robe. +8 arcane resist. Leatherworking armor kit. Requires primal shadow, I think. Arcana Weave bracers. I should probably get Stam on these. Soulcloth gloves. +8 arcane resist from an armor kit. +4 resist in gems. 27 arcane resist belt. 37 arcane resist +8 leatherworking enchantment pants. Arcana Weave boots with the Stam enchant. For our strat for the fight, I don't need to move. People just need to come to me and get my blessing. Arcana Weave shielding finger. Another ring. Violet badge. This is important. You get this from quests. Big attunement stuff. DFT. You just don't really unequip this item. Once you get it in Blackwing Lair, it basically sticks on your character until I think Wrath? Cataclysm? I don't know. DFT is crazy. But wait, there's more. The first boss of SSC, you need a nature tank. Bada bing, bada boom. We got a nature tank. It's not a ton, 280, but it's enough to take the edge off, plus we still have a ton of HP, and we have a lot of threat we can build. The boss fight, there is a threat reset, so you don't want your threat to be total crap. So I'm not going to make as many sacrifices as I would with the arcane resist set. You're still competing with the DPS for threat, but you have to mix in some resist gear so you don't take much damage. Another thing, I'm going to show you these. Natural ward, ring, wild guard legs. Blacksmiths make these. You don't need to be armor smith. They're BOE. They do take a primal nether. They're very expensive. Stam, courage, mitt, wild guard breastplate. Actually, I might change that if he's hitting me for nature. Now we'll play it safe. Tier 4. Pendant the Withering. Joe Crab, just make it. Wild guard helm +20 nature res. You get that enchantment from Cenarian Expedition in Zangarmarsh. You have to be revered, I think. Alright, that's nature res set. Let's just go back to mitt set. Alright. So, the way I think about raiding is you start first by trying not to die. Be the tankiest motherfucker that ever lived. When the boss hits hard, you want to absorb that. My mitt said I got 504 defense. We're tanky as hell. We can dodge, we can parry, we can block. Armor is high, health is high. We will get parried more with this. We won't deal quite as much threat, but we're really hard to kill. You can do some study beforehand about which boss fights hit the hardest. Or you can play it safe and learn it as you go. Next thing, spec. This is my Parson spec for phase 1. This is how I got a 99 on Magtheridon. However, we are not going into Magtheridon or into Gruul. Gruul got nerfed, and so did Magtheridon, and we have greater challenges to hit harder. So I'm going to change my spec here, and I'm going to show y'all how I do it. Unlearn.
Go forth to victory.
50 gold off the top, and let's talk through it. Tactical Mastery. It's too good. You get this with every spec that you can. You retain rage when you change stances. Goes without saying. You can tab over, intercept, and do stuff. Tab back. It's not cutting your rage every time you have to flex and do something in a different stance as a warrior. Anticipation, defense, skill. Sometimes you cut corners and maybe don't take every one of these if your guild has everything on farm and your healers are super good, but this is progression. This isn't defense rating by 20. This is defense skill, which is massive. Toughness. You're the main tank. You're a warrior tank. You need to be tough. Get all the toughness. Shield spec all the way. You wield the shield. If there's the best mid shield in the game, the warrior tank gets it. Maybe the paladin. Improve shield block. Last stand every time. Defiance. This is what makes your threat beast. Also, you get expertise, which is crazy. And it's not expertise rating, it's expertise. Improves thunder armor. Lowers the rage cost of devastate. More threat. Improve taunt. You lose aggro on something, you taunt it back. Shit happens. Sometimes you get parried. You want your taunt to be as available as often as possible. Concussion blows, stun stuff. A lot of stuff, especially trash, can be CC'd. You as a warrior tank can and should be helping out with concussion blow. You can use it every 45 seconds pretty often. Only 15 rage. One-handed weapon spec. 5 out of 5. Come on. That's tons of threat. Shield Slam. One of the most fun abilities in the whole game. I love doing Shield Slam. The way it goes bang. It's really hard and you know that's the best threat ability you got. Focus Rage. That's amazing value. Reduce rage cost of all offensive abilities? Hell yeah. Vitality. Total stam, total strength. Tough and strong. Devastate. Holy shit. What a spell. Gives a Sunder Armor effect, but also deals damage for every Sunder that's on it. So it starts dealing damage and it's even more threat. It's amazing. But now, this is where we can diverge from the previous build. The other build had a lot of the same stuff. But I skipped down on these. But this is progression. And for Spy like Solarian, and for the Nature guy, they're doing spell damage to me. So I absolutely, completely want this one. Big time. Improve defensive stance. Reduce all spell damage taken while in defensive stance by 6%. If you're getting blapped by poison shit, frosted stuff, arcane magic, shadow spells, improved defensive stance will take an edge off that damage. In addition, shield mastery. There's a lot of stuff that hits hard for physical. This just takes more damage off every shield block that you have. That makes you a much more economical tank. You should be using shield block on cooldown when you have a lot of rage to use and the boss is hitting hard. So that means you're cutting more damage off across the whole fight. It's crazy value. Let's get that. This is progression. Alright, 5% crit. That's a very good threat per talent point. We take that. Next, we got 6 points left. Shit, I messed up. We don't want to take cruelty. Not all the way to 5. We have to do it over again. Oh my goodness. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. We're doing it again. That way we can memorize it better. It's gonna be great. We'll go through it. Tactical Master every time. Anticipation every time. Toughness every time. Defiance every time. Shield block every time. Last stand every time. Improved taunt every time. Improved Sunder Armor every time. Concussion blow every time. One-handed weapon spec every time. Shield slam every time. Focus rage every time. Vitality every time. Devastate every time. Now we branch out. We do something different. Shield mastery. Improved shield block. Arms. We get a parry all the way. We get improved thunderclap. A lot of fights you want to be using King's Defender and not Thunder Fury. King's Defender is going to be dealing more single target threat than Thunder Fury will. Thunder Fury is very good and you use it on Nature Rest fight, which is awesome. However, you do want to make sure you can capitalize on the threat output of King's Defender for single target. So in this case, I will get improved Thunderclap. In addition, getting improved Thunderclap means that your Thunderclap now deals more rage because it increases the damage. It doubles the damage of Thunderclap. The Thunder Fury effect, while it is AoE, does not deal damage to the other targets and only deals 300 damage to the main target. That's why I'm getting improved Thunderclap. Just nice AoE threat gen. You charge in there, you Thunderclap, you're on everyone's threat table. Well, actually, you charge defensive stance and then Thunderclap, so you benefit from from Defiance talents in defensive stance. Referencing that, increased threat generated by your attacks 15% while in defensive stance. So it's not in every stance that you benefit from that. So if you do charge in to say trash, you charge that. As you're running in, you can tab defensive. You can do that while you're moving. And then when you get in range of, say, 4 targets, you Thunderclap. Because it hits 4 targets. So you get a nice little bit of threat on each of those. The threat, comparatively, you could double check this, but it is said that it's a little bit less than a revenge on each. It's not bad. Maybe half a revenge. It's better than a shout. Like a battle shout or a commanding shout, that gives you a bit of threat. Thunderclap is going to be more. Alright, now we got 3 free points here. We could get the 3 for threat. If you really wanted to play it safe, you could get this. This would mean less threat for you as a tank, but that would mean that you're stunning trash the whole way that you're going. 3% crit, that means you have more threat output consistently. This is not going to help you on bosses, because most bosses are immune to stun. So you want to factor that in to this decision. I'm the main tank and I usually tank the big guy, so in this case I'm going to go for crit. Get more threat. So in the other spec we got this, and we got this, and we filled that out. But for our progression tanking spec, we went full mitt, almost full mitt. With some of the good threat stuff. We got this section right here. So that's a spec. Playing it a little bit safer with progression. Not doing the phase 1 parsing thing. Next thing I want to look at is consumes. First things first, Iron Shield Potion. You cannot live without Iron Shield Potion. It is the consume of consumes for tanks. 2,500 armor is way better than a healing potion because that's reducing the damage of every blow physical that you take, which takes the edge off the healers, which is what you want to do. You want to use this on anything that's hitting you hard for physical. That is your potion. If you're parsing, you're over gear and stuff, or it's your assignment in a fight to DPS, haste potion. I'm bringing more of the Iron Shield than the haste potion because progression is more about surviving and doing the mechanics than it is posting numbers. So I'm going to emphasize this potion. A tank should have more of these anyway. DPS, if you're off tank, say the 3 tank, you can get this one instead. Nightmare Seed gives you a burst of 2,000 HP. It's a nice little oh shit button. Kind of like a mini Last Stand. Greater Ward of Shielding. This will give the shield 4k damage. It only works for that one time you put it on, so it's basically softening the start of a fight. Saves you from sometimes a boss gets a hit and then a parry haste hit really fast. With this, you can reduce your chances of dying to something like that. For consumable food, Spicy Hot Talbuk. The hit rating is really nice for just stability of the fight, making sure I have threat. If you're going into this fully carry geared, you should be fine to use hit food or something. Alternatively, you can use Spicy Crawdad. This gives you 30 stam and spirit. The 30 stam is really nice. King's benefits from this. You could just prioritize stam food as well. And then what else do I have? Greater Rune of Warding. This enchants your chest. 25% chance per hit of giving you 400 points of physical absorption. So it's just making you more economical receiving damage because you're getting little bubbles for yourself. So this is going to make you more economical to heal as a tank. And then for threat, dual wielding. This would be best for your offhand. Bear in mind it's a sharpening stone, not a weight stone. So if you have an offhand mace, then you want to make sure you have a weight stone for that. The only thing I have that's a mace is a main hand. And I want to use Wind Fury for the main hand, so I don't usually put a weight stone on that. But if I did get Mallet of the Tides, which is the item that I want the most from phase 2, I'll show you that. This add-on is called Atlas Loot. This add-on is called Item Rack. That's how I was changing sets so fast. I just hit Shift 5 for my threat set, Shift 6 for my mitigation set, Shift 8 for the arcane set, and Shift 9 for the nature. Mallet of the Tides, 96.8 DPS, 1.7 speed mace, 34 stam, 16 defense, expertise 14. This would be mitigation bis main hand for phase 2. If you're doing dual wielding as you're tanking and you're overgearing the content that's on farm and you're trying to parse, this would be bis offhand with the next iteration of Dragon Maw, which you would get from Nether Vortexes. I'll show you. It's called Dragon Strike. Dragon Strike is kind of like Dragon Maw, but it's huge. You can put a mongoose on that for some pop pop. But it's basically a huge dragon head and you just bash people with it. This one, 97.6 DPS, 19 stam, not bad for tanks. 2.7 speed. Chance on hit increase haste rating by 212 for 10 seconds. I think this is bis for a lot of physical classes. It's just an incredible haste proc. So main-handed that with the mace is great. Offhand, you could use Mallet of the Tides. The thing about Mallet of the Tides is it has expertise. 14 expertise. God damn. What a stat. Reduces your chance to be dodged and parried. You really want that stat and it's hard to find. Get a Mallet of the Tides. Another one that's a option for you. Fang of Vash. 1.8 speed. 19 stam. That's it in offhand. Expertise by 21. So it has more expertise than Mallet of the Tides. Attack power by 56. Not bad. The stats aren't quite as tuned for tanking, but as a threat weapon, or even just as a main hand with the shield, that's a very good weapon. You're going to be connecting with a lot more of your hits with that expertise. Plus it has a ton of DPS. What else do I have for consumes? Elixir Major Agility. I'm bringing 37 of these. 43 Elixir Major Defense. You want to have your Battle Elixir and your Guardian Elixir up at all times. Alternatively, you can bring Flask. Where did I put my Flask? There it is. Flask of Fortification, max held by 500, defense by 10 for 2 hours. This effect persists through death. So if you're in a guild that dies a lot, or maybe you're low on gold, this is going to be better. Better value per your gold, probably. This is going to be better for threat. If you use Elixir Major Agility and Major Defense together, you get armor, which makes you more economical to heal. And you get agility, which also gives you dodge and crit and armor. And critical strike, which gives you threat. That's like a lot of bada bing, bada boom. Elixir of Fortification with the stam and the defense. That's going to just make you harder to kill. But both are good. Well, hope y'all enjoyed this walkthrough of some Warrior Phase 2 prep. I'm accepting donations for that 50 gold of the messed up respec, but you know that happens. It's probably happened to you before. It happened to me. Do it in Wowhead, like talent calculator first. Put it on the second monitor or something. Anyway, best of luck to y'all with your loot and your fights in Phase 2. And from me, Brunt Hefferton, Mistrunner, ancestors watch over you.